Come to my channel, Somebody Thought of That. Your extra dose of ultraviolet reality, all the myths that were always there, but invisible to you, now visible and debunked. Today, we have a very special guest from across the ages, a master of language and storytelling. He's known for his exploration of human nature and emotions in his plays through his characters such as Hamlet, Macbeth, and King Lear. He's our co-host for this episode, and together we will uncover the hidden meanings and insights behind the profound words of great leaders, thinkers, and visionaries to discuss their relevance in today's world. From Julius Caesar to Cleopatra, Confucius to Queen Elizabeth I. Join us for a podcast like no other, for a captivating blend of history, literature, philosophy, and fashion, in a symphony of words and ideas as we imagine a conversation with the legendary playwright William Shakespeare. From the past meeting the future, to be or not to be? That's the question.
One can interpret it as a call to introspection, urging individuals to confront their fears and make decisions.
Welcome to a most extraordinary podcast experience unlike no other. In this hypothetical podcast, we are treated to a masterclass in language and timeless wisdom. Quotes have the ability to encapsulate complex emotions and ideas in just a few words, making them powerful tools for inspiration and reflection. Now, imagine a dim-lit theater, the air filled with anticipation as Shakespeare takes center stage. Welcome, Will!
Greetings, good folks. The eternal contemplation of existence and purpose. How fitting for our exploration today. I am William Shakespeare, the Bard of Avon, and I am delighted to be your co-host on this journey through the intricate nuances of each quote, dissecting profound truths and unraveling the mysteries that bind us all.
It's an honor to have you here, Will. How do you feel about co-hosting this podcast with me?
'Tis an honor to be here. Greetings and salutations to the good host. Co-hosting, you say? Methinks it be a curious notion, akin to a theatrical collaboration where each player brings their own unique talents to the stage.
That's a fascinating comparison, Will. How co-hosting this podcast compares to a theatrical production?
Hosting a podcast is akin to staging a play. As I once wrote in As You Like It, all the world's a stage, and all the men and women merely players. In this podcast, we are but players sharing our thoughts and words with our audience.
Kiss of truth. Do you find any similarities between writing plays and engaging in conversations on a podcast?
Verily, both endeavors require wit and eloquence. Just as I craft my lines with care and precision, so too must we speak thoughtfully and engagingly on this podcast. As I wrote in Hamlet, words without thoughts never to heaven go.
As one of the most famous writers in history, your words have stood the test of time, Will. Let's start with one of your most famous quotes. To be or not to be? That's the question. How do you think this quote resonates with audience today?
My love, that line from Hamlet encapsulates the existential dilemma faced by the protagonist. It delves into the contemplation of life and death, existence and non-existence. The themes of self-reflection, decision-making, and grappling with life's uncertainties are universal and timeless. In today's fast-paced world, individuals still ponder over their purpose and choices.
How can we apply this quote in our daily lives? For me, Will, working as a model at 57, imagine me as Juliet, who really only has two choices. Be a belladonna with a Romeo or drink the belladonna. Midlife crisis? Do I need to switch the sofa for the couch? I don't think so. No Shakespearean drama here. The old woman versus the young woman. It's all very quixotic.
One can interpret it as a call to introspection, urging individuals to confront their fears and make decisions that define their existence. It prompts us to contemplate our actions and their consequences.
What about love looks not with the eyes, but with the mind, and therefore is winged Cupid painted blind? What inspired you to write these words?
Love, a topic that has always fascinated me. In this quote, I wanted to convey the idea that true love goes beyond physical appearances. It is a connection that is felt deep within one's soul and transcends mere sight. Love looks not with the eyes, but with the mind, and therefore is winged Cupid painted blind.
I am glad to be free of nonsense. Kiss of truth. Through your plays and poetry, you force us to think. Will, what do you think makes this quote so relevant today?
Love has always been a universal theme that resonates with people across time. This quote challenges us to look beyond the surface and truly understand the essence of love.
Yeah, where are those charming nights when you need them? Will, your works cover a wide range of emotions and themes such as love, betrayal, ambition, and more. How do you think these themes continue to captivate audience centuries later?
Human nature remains constant throughout history. The emotions and struggles depicted in my plays are timeless because they reflect fundamental aspects of the human experience.
Well, I can't stress enough that my pitfall was less tragic than Mary of Scots. Now, if I may ask, Will, which scene in your plays you find the funniest?
Humor is but a sweet spice in life's rich stew. If I were to choose one scene that tickles the ribs of many, it would be the mischievous antics of Sir John Falstaff in The Merry Wives of Windsor. His escapades never fail to elicit laughter from audiences far and wide.
Yeah, there is a Falstaffian character in my novels. Another topic for discussion today is the intersection of fashion and literature. I don't want to sound like a dime novel, Will, but do you believe there are parallels between your works and the world of fashion?
Verily. In my plays, characters often grapple with themes of identity, appearance versus reality, and societal expectations, all of which are central to the realm of fashion. Just as my characters don masks and costumes to navigate their worlds, so too do individuals in the fashion industry use clothing as a means of self-expression and social commentary.
Will, the productions for all Shakespearean movies are stunning. My favorite is The Merchant of Venice. You know, I wrote in my memoir, The Blow Dry That Changed My Life. If the fashion industry had a face, it would be Frankenstein's monster. What do you think about that?
A most intriguing comparison indeed. The notion of likening the fashion industry to Frankenstein's monster is quite thought-provoking. Just as Frankenstein's creation was stitched together from various parts to form a new being, one could argue that the fashion industry similarly pieces together trends, influences, and designs to create something entirely new. However, much like the consequences faced by Dr. Frankenstein for his creation, the fashion industry too must grapple with the repercussions of its relentless pursuit of novelty and perfection.
Fascinating, Will. Please give us your spin on my quote.
In my humble opinion, this comparison between the fashion industry and Frankenstein's monster is quite fascinating. Both entities can be seen as amalgamations of different elements coming together to form a unique whole. Just like Frankenstein's monster faced challenges due to its unconventional creation, the fashion industry too faces criticism and scrutiny for its sometimes eccentric or controversial creations. Yet, both Frankenstein's monster and the fashion industry possess a certain allure and intrigue that captivates audiences and sparks discussions about creativity, identity, and societal norms.
Will, how would you paraphrase in your eloquent style? If the fashion industry had a face, it would be Frankenstein's monster.
An intriguing challenge indeed. Let me ponder upon this for a moment. Should the realm of fashion wear visage, 'twould mirror Frankenstein's creation.
Well, your words bring a poetic essence to the modern sentiment. Thank you for sharing your talent with us.
'Twas my pleasure to partake in this exercise of wit and words.
Now let's jump right into the formidable Queen Elizabeth I's quote.
I know I have the body but of a weak and feeble woman, but I have the heart and stomach of a king. Queen Elizabeth I.
Know that you were a contemporary of Queen Elizabeth I. At the time, women were often underestimated and undervalued in matters of leadership and power.
In this quote, Queen Elizabeth draws a stark contrast between her physical appearance as a woman and her inner qualities that rival those traditionally associated with male monarchs. By proclaiming that she possesses the heart and stomach of a king, she asserts her authority and prowess as a ruler, transcending gender stereotypes and asserting her right to rule with conviction and fortitude.
Our audience is curious to hear your thoughts on her fashion choice.
Queen Elizabeth I, a remarkable monarch indeed. Her fashion sense was truly iconic and influential during her reign. The Queen was known for her elaborate and extravagant clothing, often adorned with intricate embroidery, jewels, and luxurious fabrics. Her style was not only a reflection of her status and power but also a tool for political messaging and symbolism.
If Queen Elizabeth were alive today, which fashion designer do you think she would choose to dress Her Majesty?
If Queen Elizabeth were alive today, she would likely choose Alexander McQueen as her fashion designer. His bold and innovative designs would surely captivate her royal eye and reflect her regal yet daring style.
Everyone loves the late Alexander McQueen. Now, let's imagine Juliet's fashion choices. Which modern fashion designer do you think she would wear?
A fascinating question indeed. In my humble opinion, Juliet's timeless elegance and romantic spirit would lead her to gravitate towards a designer who embodies both grace and passion in their creations. I believe she would be drawn to a designer who captures the essence of love and tragedy in their designs, much like the themes present in our beloved tale. In this hypothetical scenario, if Juliet were to choose a fashion designer today, she would likely be enchanted by the ethereal designs of Elie Saab.
Amazing! Elie Saab is a perfect match for the modern Juliet. Okay, what if Kate from The Taming of the Shrew were alive today? What modern fashion designer do you think she would wear?
A most intriguing question indeed. In my time, attire was a reflection of one's status and personality. Kate, being a strong-willed and independent woman, would undoubtedly seek a designer who embodies both elegance and empowerment in their creations.
Master Shakespeare, can you provide us with a name that you believe Kate would favor today?
Verily, if I were to hazard a guess, I would say that Stella McCartney might catch her discerning eye. Her commitment to sustainable fashion and her bold yet sophisticated designs resonate with Kate's spirit.
Brilliant choice, Will. We turn to a profound quote from Confucius that reminds us to be patient and persistent in our pursuits.
It does not matter how slowly you go as long as you do not stop. Confucius.
In these simple yet profound words, Confucius imparts a valuable lesson about perseverance, determination, and the importance of continuous progress. The essence of this quote lies in its encouragement to keep moving forward, regardless of the pace, as long as one remains steadfast in their journey towards their goals.
Now let's talk about a quote from your play, Antony and Cleopatra, that delves into the complexities of love, power, and betrayal.
Age cannot wither her, nor custom stale her infinite variety.
Dissect these lines with a critical eye.
These profound words capture the essence of Cleopatra's character, her timeless allure, resilience against the passage of time, and her ever-changing nature that defies societal norms.
In your play, Cleopatra is portrayed as a powerful and influential ruler. Let's listen to Cleopatra's guidance for good governance.
A friend is a friend. A friend's friend is my enemy. If my enemy's enemy is my friend, then my enemy's friend is my enemy. Claudette Colbert playing Cleopatra.
What can modern leaders learn from her guidance to governance?
Cleopatra was a shrewd and intelligent ruler who understood the importance of adaptability and diplomacy. she formed alliances with powerful figures like Julius Caesar and Mark Antony, recognizing that such partnerships could strengthen her reign. Modern leaders can learn from Cleopatra's ability to form strategic alliances and her understanding of the delicate balance between power and diplomacy.
Could you elaborate on this statement and its relevance to relationship dynamic?
Of course. This statement highlights the complexities of friendship and alliances. At first glance, it may seem counterintuitive, but it serves as a reminder that relationships are not always clear-cut. Sometimes, individuals who are close to our friends may not share our values or interests, making them potential adversaries. Conversely, an enemy's enemy might align with our own goals or principles, making them a potential ally. In both cases, it is essential to carefully evaluate relationships and consider the nuanced dynamics at play. By doing so, we can navigate the complex world of relationships more effectively and make informed decisions about our associations.
Do you believe this philosophy holds true across different eras and contexts?
Absolutely. The dynamics of human relationships and power structures transcend time and place. Whether in ancient Egypt or modern society, the principles of trust, loyalty, and betrayal remain constant. Cleopatra's guidance to governance reflects a pragmatic approach that prioritizes self-interest and strategic calculations over emotional ties. By emphasizing the fluid nature of alliances and enmities in politics, she underscores the importance of discerning one's true allies from potential adversaries.
In essence, Cleopatra's advice serves as a cautionary tale. I might as well get trust no one tattoo on my backside. Moving on. My favorite Julius Caesar quote is "The dice cast," but we will discuss another famous quote from Julius Caesar in your play when he faces his friend Brutus during his assassination. And you, Brutus.
Et tu, Brute? It captures Caesar's profound sense of betrayal upon realizing that even his close ally Brutus is part of the conspiracy to assassinate him. The quote symbolizes not just physical betrayal but also emotional and moral betrayal from someone he trusted deeply. This poignant line portrays the themes of loyalty, friendship, deception, and the fragility of trust. It serves as a powerful reminder of how even those closest to us can turn against us in moments of political turmoil or personal ambition.
It is during our darkest moments that we must focus to see the light. Aristotle.
Will, in your plays, you understand the depths of despair and darkness. Could you elaborate on how adversity can be a catalyst for growth and self-discovery?
Just as my characters often find redemption or clarity amidst chaos, it is precisely in our darkest hours that we are forced to confront our innermost fears and desires. My works are replete with examples of resilience in the face of adversity. Characters like Juliet, who defies her family for love, or Prospero, who overcomes betrayal through forgiveness, exemplify the strength needed to weather life's storms. In discussing this quote, I might emphasize the importance of resilience and perseverance in finding light in times of darkness. Despite the tragedies that unfold on his stage, I ultimately believed in the power of hope and optimism. Through my words, even in our darkest moments, there is always a glimmer of light waiting to guide us forward. By focusing on this light amidst the shadows, we can navigate through life's challenges with grace and courage.
The next quote embodies the essence of spreading positivity and kindness in your dealings with others.
Spread love everywhere you go. Let no one ever come to you without leaving happier. Mother Teresa.
A delightful sentiment indeed. Love is the universal language that transcends boundaries and brings joy to all who encounter it. To spread love is to sow seeds of happiness that bloom in the hearts of others. It is through acts of kindness and compassion that we create a world filled with light and warmth.
How can we embody this message in our daily lives?
By showing empathy, understanding, and generosity towards others, we can create a ripple effect of positivity that touches everyone around us. Small gestures of kindness have the power to transform someone's day and uplift their spirits. Remember, love is not limited by time or place, it is a gift meant to be shared freely with all.
Your perspective on spreading love aligns perfectly with Mother Teresa's quote. Her timeless wisdom reminds us of the importance of cultivating a culture of kindness and compassion, especially when dealing with others. This next powerful quote encourages us to step outside our comfort zone.
Do one thing every day that scares you. Eleanor Roosevelt.
What do you think of this quote? We'd love to hear your opinion. What do you make of Eleanor Roosevelt's advice?
A most intriguing notion, my love. To venture into the realm of fear daily is to court bravery and fortitude. Verily, it is through confronting our fears that we discover the true extent of our mettle and resilience. As I once scribed, our doubts are traitors, and make us lose the good we oft might win by fearing to attempt.
Do you believe that embracing fear can lead to personal growth and transformation?
Indeed, for in the crucible of fear lies the forge of character. To challenge oneself daily is to forge a spirit tempered by adversity and emboldened by courage. As I wrote in Hamlet, doubt thou the stars are fire, doubt that the sun doth move, doubt truth to be a liar, but never doubt I love.
Kiss of truth. This next quote captures the essence of individuality and authenticity.
Be yourself, everyone else is already taken. Oscar Wilde.
This quote encourages us to embrace our unique selves and not succumb to societal pressures or expectations. It emphasizes the importance of staying true to who we are, rather than trying to conform to external standards. As we navigate through life, may we draw inspiration from these profound words and strive to live authentically as ourselves.
We have a thought-provoking quote by Benjamin Franklin. What are your thoughts on this simple quote?
Well done is better than well said. Benjamin Franklin.
A profound observation by Mr. Franklin indeed. The essence of this quote resonates with the idea that actions speak louder than words. It emphasizes the importance of tangible results over mere promises or intentions. In my own words, I would perhaps say, deeds trump declarations.
Kiss of truth. Will, if you were to offer an alternative quote to capture a similar sentiment, what would it be?
I would offer the following: let actions be thy eloquence.
Let your actions speak volumes. Beautiful. Moving on to the next quote.
Do not go where the path may lead. Go instead where there is no path and leave a trail. Ralph Waldo Emerson.
Love, this quote by Emerson resonates deeply with me. In my plays, I often explored the human condition, and this quote speaks to the very essence of innovation and progress. To me, it means that one should not be bound by the conventions of the past, but rather forge one's own path, even if it means venturing into the unknown.
The path may lead implies a sense of predictability, of following in the footsteps of others. But Emerson says, no, do not be a follower, be a pioneer, a trailblazer. This requires courage to leave the comfort of the familiar and embrace the unknown.
And then, of course, there's the second part of the quote, leave a trail. This is where the true significance of the quote lies. It's not just about breaking free from the constraints of tradition, it's about creating a new path, a new way of thinking, that others can follow. It's about leaving a lasting impact on the world. In my own work, I sought to leave a trail of sorts, to push the boundaries of language and storytelling. I experimented with words, with form, with character development. And in doing so, I hope to inspire others to do the same, to build upon my innovations and take them further.
This quote from Emerson is a powerful reminder that true greatness lies not in following the crowd, but in forging our own path. What do you think about the interplay between conformity and innovation?
This quote also speaks to the eternal tension between conformity and innovation. We are often torn between following the established norms and forging our own paths. Emerson is saying that true progress lies in embracing the latter, in taking risks and challenging the status quo. In my plays, I often explored this tension, pitting characters who conform to societal expectations against those who dare to be different. Think of Hamlet, who refuses to accept the conventional wisdom and instead forges his own path, even if it means going against the grain.
Even Louis XIV would invite Hamlet to Versailles. His ability to capture the complexity of the human experience continues to inspire generations. Another quote, this one from Helen Keller, a sentiment that touches me deeply.
The best and most beautiful things in the world cannot be seen or even touched. They must be felt with the heart. Helen Keller.
The words of Helen Keller, a profound thinker indeed. In my plays, I often delved into the complexities of human emotions and the intangible aspects of life. This quote speaks to the essence of love, beauty, and all that stirs the soul. True beauty lies not in what meets the eye, but in what touches our innermost being. The heart, love, is not merely a physical organ but the seat of our emotions and deepest desires. It is through our hearts that we experience love, compassion, and empathy, those intangible yet powerful forces that shape our perceptions of beauty and goodness. Sight may show us the surface of things, but it is through our hearts that we truly perceive the world around us. The most exquisite joys, profound sorrows, and enduring truths are not always visible to the naked eye. They require a sensitivity of spirit to be fully appreciated. So, my good friends, let us heed Helen Keller's wisdom and remember that true beauty and meaning in life are not confined to the tangible realm but are discovered through the depths of our hearts.
The next one is a powerful quote from Gandhi.
You must be the change you wish to see in the world. Mahatma Gandhi.
In my plays and sonnets, I often explore themes of personal responsibility and agency. To be the change one wishes to see in the world is to embody the virtues and values one holds dear. It is not enough to simply desire change, one must actively strive to bring it about through their own actions and choices.
Will, give us your spin on the quote.
Imagine a world where each individual takes it upon themselves to be the change they wish to see. If every person were to cultivate kindness, compassion, and justice within themselves, the world would undoubtedly be a better place. As I wrote in Hamlet, to thine own self be true. Authenticity and integrity are key in being the change we wish to see.
I believe that true change begins at the individual level, but embodying the change we want to see, we can inspire others to follow suit and create a ripple effect of positive change in society.
I urge you, dear listeners, to reflect on how you can be the change you wish to see in the world. Let us heed these wise words and strive towards a brighter future for all.
Let us now turn to the thought-provoking quote before us.
While there's life, there's hope. Cicero.
While there is life, there is hope. What are your thoughts on this profound statement from Cicero?
A profound observation indeed. While there's life, there's hope encapsulates the essence of resilience and optimism. In my own works, I have often explored themes of hope amidst adversity, showcasing how even in the darkest of times, there is always a glimmer of possibility for betterment. Cicero's words resonate with me deeply as they echo the enduring human spirit that refuses to succumb to despair.
How would you interpret this quote in the context of your own life and work?
Indeed, a poignant sentiment that has resonated through the ages. In my works, I often explored the complexities of human existence and the enduring spirit that perseveres even in the face of adversity. As a playwright, I sought to capture the full spectrum of human emotions and experiences on stage. Life is inherently unpredictable, filled with joys and sorrows, triumphs and tribulations. Yet, as long as one draws breath, there remains the possibility for redemption, renewal, and hope.
Thank you for sharing your insights with us, Will. Your words continue to inspire us centuries later.
My pleasure. Remember, dear listeners, that while life may present challenges and obstacles, it is our indomitable spirit that sustains us through it all. Embrace each day with hope in your heart, for therein lies the essence of living fully.
Before we wrap up, what are your thoughts on people quoting your work?
A most intriguing question indeed. To hear my words echoed through the ages brings me great joy. The power of language is such that it can transcend time and resonate with audiences across generations. When I penned my plays and sonnets, I never imagined they would continue to be recited and referenced centuries later. It warms my heart to know that my words have left a lasting impact on humanity.
Do you have a favorite quote from your own works? I know.
Oh, that is a difficult question, for each line I wrote holds a special place in my heart. However, if I were to choose one, it would be, "To thine own self be true," from Hamlet. This advice is timeless and speaks to the importance of authenticity and integrity in one's actions.
What do you think about adaptations and modern interpretations of your pieces?
I am delighted to see my works reimagined in various forms, be it on stage, screen, or in other creative mediums. The essence of storytelling lies in its ability to evolve and adapt to different contexts. As long as the core themes and emotions of my plays are preserved, I welcome new interpretations that bring fresh perspectives to my work.
Will, if there was one myth or misconception about your works or life that you could debunk, what would it be?
A most intriguing question indeed. If I were to debunk a myth today, it would be the notion that my works were not penned by me but rather by another hand. The conspiracy theories that suggest I did not write my plays and sonnets are quite vexing, for I assure you, 'twas I who crafted each word with mine own quill.
Piece of truth. The debate over authorship has been a much discussed topic throughout the ages. Is there anything specific you'd like to say to those who doubt your authorship?
To those who doubt my authorship, I say unto thee, judge me not by the ink upon the page but by the timeless truths and beauty within my words. My works speak for themselves and shall endure long after these petty disputes have faded into obscurity.
Well said, Will. Your legacy speaks volumes about your talent and genius. Based on your experiences as a playwright, what advice would you give to aspiring podcast hosts?
To all who seek to host podcasts or tread the boards of the theatre, I say this: be true to thyself and let thy words flow from the heart. For as I wrote in Romeo and Juliet, my bounty is as boundless as the sea, my love as deep, the more I give to thee, the more I have.
Thank you for sharing your wonderful insights with us. This concludes our special episode with William Shakespeare on quotes from other great thinkers. Join us next time as we review more gems from the treasure chest.
And as the curtain falls on this podcast stage, let us remember that though we may be but players in this grand production called life, our stories and voices echo through time. So, dear listeners, as we bid adieu, may your hearts be filled with the poetry of existence, and may you find solace in the beauty of words. Farewell, until we meet again in the realm of dreams and imagination. Remember, all the world's a stage, and all the men and women merely players.
Thank you for listening. Thank you for sharing your thoughts and insights. Thank you for being a part of this incredible journey through the world of Shakespeare. As this hypothetical podcast co-hosted by Shakespeare draws to a close, I am faced with the daunting task of finding the perfect words to say goodbye to listeners.
As we part ways on this ephemeral stage of sound and thought, let not our words fade into the oblivion of time but resonate in the chambers of your hearts. So let us embrace the beauty of fleeting moments and cherish the memories we have woven together in this tapestry of words and musings. Until we meet again in the realm of imagination, bid you adieu.
Friends, Romans, listeners, lend me your ears. Alas, our time together is over, but fear not, for through we part ways now. The beauty of words shall forever bind us in this digital realm. So, as we bid farewell, remember, All the World is a podcast, and all the men and women merely co-hosts. Until we meet again in the vast expanse of cyberspace. Adieu!
As I doth ponder upon this journey of words and wit we hath embarked upon together, let us not forget that, the play's the thing. Whether spoken or streamed, our tales shall endure through time immemorial. So let us raise a virtual goblet to friendship, laughter, and the eternal magic of storytelling. Fare thee well, dear listeners. Until we meet again in another tale yet untold.
And there you have it. Shakespeare's words will continue to echo through the corridors of time, inspiring generations yet unborn. This intersection of quotes and fashion offers a unique way to express oneself and communicate messages to the world, whether through spoken or written words or through fashion choices. We have endless ways to express our truths and communicate with others. And how could we overlook the wisdom of Prospero in the Tempest? We are such stuff as dreams are made on, and our little life is rounded with a sleep. Until next time, our journey does not end here. Just as the curtain falls on a grand stage, so too must our voices fade away in the echoes of memory. But fear not, in the words of the immortal bard himself, we know what we are, but know not what we may be. Kiss of truth.